Hi all, this is a lesson on the price floors section of 1.3, Government Intervention. Firstly, a definition. Make sure you know. A price floor is a government-imposed minimum price for which a good or service can be sold. Now, we've already seen what a price ceiling looks like, so I think you should be able to draw a price floor. I want you to also show the effects on price and quantity. Okay, pause now and have a go at that. We should have drawn something like this. The price floor is above equilibrium, and we see that quantity supplied at this price, QS, outstrips quantity demanded at this price. Therefore, there's a surplus. We also know that the price mechanism wants the market to reach equilibrium at QE. Forces will be trying to push price down to QPE, but just can't get there. Just cannot break through that floor. So, a quick look at this will show price goes up when there's a price floor because it has to be above equilibrium, and quantity will fall. Let's look at a typical market where a price floor could be imposed. The market for low-skilled labour. In this market, workers are the producers, so they represent the supply curve. And businesses are the consumers of the labour, and therefore they represent the demand curve. Now, why would the government want to impose a price floor in this market? Well, what if the equilibrium price in a free market, where demand meets supply, was $5 per hour for low-skilled labour? Many would agree that that's too low of a wage to live on in Australia. Governments, and of the public by extension, they want workers to be able to live. So they set a price floor above the equilibrium price. In Australia, this is $17.70 per hour. What's the effect of this? Well, at this price, $17.70 an hour, businesses only demand Q floor. There. That's all they're willing and able to buy at that price. They're not going to buy any more labour. At this price floor, yes, many workers will receive a higher wage. So from PE to P4, yep, higher wage, excellent for them. But then look at all the workers who aren't employed between Q floor and QE. They're out of a job now, so they're much worse off. What about businesses? Remember, they're the consumer. Here's their surplus in a free market, and here it is with the price floor. So it's much smaller because they have to pay higher wages. Now, I want you to pause now and have a go at putting in both the original producer, that is the worker surplus, producer surplus, and the new surplus. So pause and have a go at that. Okay, here they are. This first one, that's easy. We should have all definitely got that. We can see that there are winners from the higher wage, as discussed before. There's an increase in producer surplus, but there's also these people that lose out because they don't have jobs anymore. Overall, also, we can see that there is welfare loss in the market because look at this total surplus here. Oh, we're missing surplus here. This is just gone, so this is a welfare loss. No one's getting this. Society is losing as a whole. And that's the welfare loss is this triangle, of course. That's what is lost to society in welfare. And there's also one more effect to consider. If businesses are paying higher wages, their costs go up. I want you to now pause and draw the market for fast food and the effect of a minimum wage being implemented. This is revision, so we should all get this. Pause and have a go. Okay, it should look a lot like this. I shift left of the supply curve, have from S to S1, and therefore a price rise from PE to P1. So that means higher prices for consumers. Okay, another market where governments will impose a price floor is an agricultural market. So we'll use wheat as an example here. Why would they do this? What benefits are there from a price floor here? We already know that the biggest winners are going to be the producers, so it must be for their benefit. Governments have at times wanted to ensure that farmers are receiving a high enough price for their produce. Why is this important? Well, if farmers keep farming, it can ensure food security for a nation. It can also help in minimizing the fluctuations in prices that occur in agricultural industries. There is one big difference when looking at a product market than when we looked at the minimum wage or resource market. If the price is at P floor there, then that will incentivize producers to produce more. They're going to produce out here, aren't they? In the market for low-skilled labour, there was a surplus of labour. Those people didn't find jobs. In the market for wheat, however, the lower supply creates a physical surplus of wheat. Farmers will make Q floor, but consumers only want QD at this price. So this is a big surplus, huge amount of wheat that's not going to get sold in this market. What to do with the surplus? Well, governments will often just buy it. They'll buy that entire surplus, this area here. You can see this is a huge cost to the government, and therefore society, because there's opportunity cost. What else could the government have done with all this money? Countless things. Once the government have bought the surplus, then what? One method that has been used is what we call dumping. Selling it overseas at a low price to try to recoup some of the cost. This seems like a good idea for the government until you think about how other countries will react to this. What's going to happen to their wheat industries when they're flooded with cheap imported wheat? Dumping is essentially seen as a dick move, and trading partners will retaliate. This could be done by raising tariffs on imports. The country dumping will have higher taxes put on their products that they're trying to sell in the international market, and therefore that will render them uncompetitive. Another form of dumping is to give out as aid to developing countries. This is good, right? Starving people, free wheat. Not quite that simple, unfortunately. Giving aid like this has the effect of killing the local agriculture industries, as they can't compete with free. This then makes them these developing countries dependent on the aid, which isn't really a solution to poverty. We want them to have self-sufficiency. Another option is for the government to store the wheat. Maybe they can use it in the future. This, of course, is extremely expensive and also unsustainable if there are constant surpluses due to the price floor always being well above the free market equilibrium price. One final option is to just destroy the surplus. Either way, it can be seen that there is substantial opportunity costs for governments when they set a price floor. They must carefully consider whether the costs outweigh any benefits. Okay, that's what we need to know about price floors. Make sure you know and understand this content before class. Thanks.